Are you like this? Like if you see a bad crowd?
Can we hold hands while we?
Yeah. It's so nice. Oh, he's so nice. The popular kid.
Hey, no, we're committed now.
What?
Hey,
I know, I understand that, but the nerd and the football guy, they don't do that.
Oh, come on.
They don't do that. The nerd and the football guy, in the school.
I'm not the football guy.
Yeah, you are the football guy.
I was never the football guy.
I know, but it was perceived. You have the shirt on.
Look at the shirt. Well, I'm not the football guy.
Yeah. But you have to admit, though, dude, it's like, I'm going to just tell you about him.
Okay.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a place called Dublin's that we would do stand-up on Tuesday night.
Oh, shit, that's what I meant to do. There's this box that he has in his room, a chest of photographs, and 3/4 of them are of Dublin's.
No.
Yeah, and there are a lot of pictures of you there.
I would love.
I'm gonna. They're in the box. I'm gonna pull those
look
up.
at it. Yeah, somebody send it to us.
No, you've always had them. This is when you still had. You had to develop the photos.
Oh, are you sure those weren't the New Orleans photos with Vince Vaughn?
No, there was some Dublin's
I have
ones
those
for sure.
I have those too. I remember that. Yeah,
That was a great gig.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
that was a fun weekend. But and then it turned out to be bad.
Dublin's, bubbling in Dublin's.
Dublin's.
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Yep.
Ahmed. Ahmed.
Yeah, Jay Davis.
Wait, why'd you pause when I said Ahmed?
Because I was not.
You're absorbing it?
I was not connecting Ahmed with Jay-Z for a minute. I was like, did they collab on something?
No. When you said Jay-Z, I thought you meant Jay Davis running.
No, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z,
bubbling in Dublin.
Oh, right, that's right, Jay-Z.
Oh, look at how that
was really cool the way you did that.
I hate myself right now.
But Jay-Z did what Dublin there, and then but Ahmed and Jay Davis ran the room.
That's right.
On Tuesdays.
Yeah,
and it was
a free show upstairs in an Irish pub.
Free.
Yeah,
and I have to say,
it was a free show.
It was free. Yep.
Whoa.
And I have to say, it was just one of those nights where, and I've never seen anything like it. I don't think since. It was always packed. It felt like this is the place to be.
Right.
Like you wouldn't have been able to get in.
It wasn't first come, first serve.
He looks like he would have owned the place.
No.
It was an Irish pub.
No.
Don't be nice to him. He never gets kindness from any of us.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be nice. Here.
Yeah,
you hold my hand.
No.
No, you can't do that.
Oh, dude.
The jock
and us.
No, I'm not doing that. That's like sucking his dick. I'm not.
Free show
Canadians
upstairs.
Are so fucking. Look at Canadians. Look at that.
Are we allowed? I thought you said I can't look or talk to him.
Don't look at it this one.
I purposely just shunned him visually. I've never shunned someone visually before.
Don't look at this little fucking guy, right? I love him though. But yeah, it was free. He wouldn't have been able to get in, and it was like, and I have to, and if I'm blowing wind up your bung, you have to kind of admit to some things though, which are realities of the situation.
I often call you the truth detector, so
Thank you.
there's no lying in front of Bobby Lee.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
In this podcast, he has a motto where he says, "I lie to win."
Yeah.
So I don't know if truth detector is
I lie a lot.
I
lie a lot.
But you know what? That's the truth.
Yeah, it is the truth.
True.
Thank you. Steve's from the past, man. I love it. But the whole show was revolved pretty much around your set.
I don't think it was revolved, but I did close out a lot of those shows down there.
Oh, let me ask you.
Something was happening. I felt it. I literally felt like after all the years of being like, I'm okay, I can get some I felt the consistency.
Yeah.
And week to week as I was performing there, I'm being serious. Like I knew over that first year I was there, I was like, oh, I'm becoming something.
Yeah. And you could feel it because, you go to the Comedy Store back then was terrible. And there was just no one in the audience, even on a weekend. And it was almost as if like this style of performance is something of the past. It felt like this, it's dead. But then you go to the Dublins and you go, no, it's young, it's super hip.
Can we get him some cough suppressant?
No. That's just the way he does it. What happened to you?
I had the same exact cough.
I got sick from her.
Yeah,
Are you sick now?
Are we going to round robin this flu?
No,
is that what's going to happen
yeah.
here?
Are you getting sick now?
No, just residual.
It's post-nasal drip. It's making your throat itchy. I had the same thing.
Okay. You're going to be fine?
The pressure.
Yeah.
Can you just lay on your back and keep Ricolas in your mouth?
Yeah. Anyway, it was like young. Like, I remember going there and like,
Yeah, all this Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. All of them would come out, like
all
Cameron
the, all
Diaz,
the cool, all the cool kids.
Yeah, back then.
And we were cool kids with the cool kids.
I didn't feel that, but yeah.
Well, you were 47 years old at the time.
Oh my God.
Oh, you fucking...
No, we were the
pretty
cool
old.
kids.
Yeah, we were cool. Yeah,
we were the cool. In that environment, seemed like it was our sweet spot.
and then it was you would go up, and usually you would have a good set, and then afterwards it would be like it was the only time has ever happened where every time you'd had somebody give you a card, like a business card,
Right.
Like, I'm from this huge company. I'm Dave Becky. I'm this,
Yeah.
And they would want to, do business with you. It was that incredible. But the whole thing was revolved around him, right? And he would come up, and that was like, I had seen people crush before. I've seen, back in the late 90s, I saw Pablo Francisco rip up a room once, I've seen Mencia, although, we know about him, but he...
We know.
But I've seen Mencia in a packed room, in San Antonio, rip up a room.
Right.
I've seen it, and
I've seen you rip up.
I've done okay, and then I've seen him. The captain doesn't get compliments, and but it was something. There was a weird thing happening where people were like, "That's that guy," like and then you.
Yeah.
After that, you're gone.
It was unbelievable, man. It literally was. I remember the first 2 times doing the gig versus, maybe like a year and a half later, I was getting paid like, whatever, some pretty decent college gigs. And then a year and a half later, I was like living my dream, my pipe dream of what I hoped comedy would be.
Yeah.
Happened while I was incubating at Dublin's.